Hello guys and welcome to the bass note finder tutorial video. In this video we're going to see where all the notes on the bass guitar are. This is very much like the previous video when we saw one string, but instead of one we now have four. The four strings on the bass guitar are traditionally tuned as E, A, D, and G. If you want to remember the order of the strings, you can come up with an acronym, maybe something like elephants, alligators, dinosaurs, and gorillas. Please feel free to come up with your own acronym for the four strings because then it will be more effective and you'll remember it better. From there, you can see that we have markers on the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, the 7th fret, and the 9th fret, as well as 2 dots on the 12th fret. These over here are simply the open strings. To make a new note, all you have to do is move your finger on one string to another fret. All of the notes on the bass guitar look like this. I know there are a lot of notes, but don't be overwhelmed. Let's look at the pattern. If you look at the bottom string, or any string, and you just go up in order, you can see that it goes E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. They all come in order. Same with the next string, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Okay, that's true for all of them. The relationship between the notes is found at this 5th fret. If you take your E, go to the 5th fret, you get A. This A is the same as this A. If you do it again, you go A to D on the 5th fret, and that's the same note as this one. D goes to G, and that's the same as this one. The pattern is consistent all the way through the bass guitar. Because the patterns are consistent, that means if you know the 4 open strings, and you know the order of the scales, as you should by now, you're able to find any note on the bass guitar. As a side note, after this 12th fret, the pattern just continues forever. Remember that this 12th fret and the open string have the same notes. They're just 1 octave apart. To really practice this lesson and really hone in where those notes are, we have a couple trainers at your disposal. They can be found in the description. Here is the first one. It says, "What note is this?" In this one, all you have to do is name the note. So let's see what note this is. Remember, we had elephants, alligators, dinosaurs. And then we can go D, D sharp, E, F. So this note is an F. We hit F, and we're correct. Okay, let's try one more. Elephants, alligators, dinosaurs, gorillas, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp. We hit D sharp, and we're correct. If this is a little too much, you can use the hint guide. Simply hit this button and the notes will turn on. This is a lot easier, and you can actually see how the notes relate to each other while you go through this. So that's A sharp, B flat, this is a D, etc. Of course, your goal is to be able to do this without the hint guide on. Until this becomes second nature, don't be afraid to count. The next trainer is this one. The question is, can you find all the Fs? All you have to do to find all the Fs is simply click on the fretboard wherever the Fs are. If you remember that this is E, you can simply click on this one because F follows E. The rest of the Fs are here, here, and here. When you get it correct, you get this dialog. You win, click here to try again. If you click the text, you get a new one to try. If you need a little bit of help, you can hit the hint guide, and it becomes very easy to find all the A sharps and B flats. Of course, your goal is to try without the hint guide on. And if you ever want to clear all your notes, simply click Clear Notes, and you can have a clean fretboard to work with. Remember, if you have to find one of the open strings, like E, A, D, or G, that you're going to have to use one here, as well as at the 12th fret for the octave. Okay, guys, those are the 2 trainers. Be sure to practice every day until this becomes second nature. Have fun!